No, secretly, that R on the onside. So onside, for those of you that are not aware, tweeted out a 2 pictures of who's that Pokemon with the outline of a new onside player, and then a jersey with.
Look like Solar.
It does look like Solar.
Yeah.
And then the jersey with everything folded over, but the R at the end. But secretly, what's happening here at Elazer, you've decided to leave Liquid and you're joining a Korean team. You're actually in Seoul right now, and you're just you're just lying to me.
Totally doesn't look like me. It totally doesn't look like me.
Not at all.
It definitely looks like a Korean one. Because the hair, there's this bowl cut.
Yeah. You know what's really funny about talking about people that look like you? If you Google Street View, the Utrecht Alienware training facility, if it'll actually take you into a gym, which I don't believe it, which is not the AWTF gym, and there's a person on the rowing machine inside that gym that looks very similar to you.
No way. How do you know that?
Because I was sad that I wasn't going to the offline, so I said, let me Street View this.
Okay, the gym below the facility?
I have no idea. But I looked at it and it's like, wow, that's a laser. And then I looked at it a little more. It's like, okay, that's not a laser.
Okay. I mean, you will never see me on the rowing machine, man. It's not my thing.
Well, I don't mean like an erg. I mean like weighted rows.
Oh, okay. Then you can see me there, yeah.
Got to build that strong back to carry Team Liquid's WTL results.
Yeah. Next season, man. Next season.
And, from the deleted tweet, maybe another player. I don't know. But in this game number 1, of course, I think it's fair to say, Elazer, that the first 5-6 minutes in ZVT, for the most part, are kind of defined by what the Terran wants to do, and the Zerg just really reacting to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some decision you can make, like, if you want to have Bailing Nest, maybe you can do a lot of all-ins, actually, as Zerg, so there's that. But yeah. Pretty much, you just react as Zerg.
You say a lot of all-ins. The only one, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not giving enough credit, but it feels like you can do it with, like, a 19 drone roach timing, a 35 drone roach timing, but that really does seem to be the extent of it.
But, yeah, it's true. You can do some YOLO link run-bys.
Okay.
Also. But I agree. I mean, for example, I almost never do any of those things because I think it's pretty bad, but you can try, obviously.
Oh. Nice little peg off there. A worker will fall, and not too much damage done on. Actually, no damage really done on the Hellions. Just the Reaper soaking everything.
Solar don't have any scouting yet. Now he's trying to sacrifice the Overlord. That might be like very important to get some sort of information. But there's already 2 Marines ready, and he does see a Viking. So it's actually pretty bad for Solar, I think. Well, he doesn't even know if it's 3cc or 2cc, which is very, that's one of the things you need to know, and I don't think he knows.
No, he almost got there. He almost had the vision, but not quite. And now that means he sees the Viking, which means it's not going to be a Hellbat timing, probably. It's not going to be Banshees, probably.
It could be.
Could be.
It's a Viking, man. Actually, Viking, very often when I see a Viking, I think of like a Hellbat Marauder.
Okay. Well, at least
not this game.
Yeah, at least not this game. But interesting, yeah. When we're gonna have to think about that.
Evo Chamber is a decision, by the way. So he actually skipped Bailing Nest. He doesn't have a lair. It's very greedy, by so I'm not gonna lie. He has like 0 information. He doesn't know what's going on. Going for double Evo like that with no Bailing Nest is something. I think he needs to have some like outside knowledge of what we have. Like he must know Cure playstyle, because otherwise, like, this is so greedy. It's insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, part of that very much is just experience playing against Cure, because at least the games I've cast of Cure recently, he has been very much a macro Andy. He's been sitting there and 3cc more often, 4th base pretty quickly thereafter, taking himself into that Maru style late game, and well, I mean, when we talk about ghosts.
Yeah, because if it was 2cc, I mean, the Solar is just dead. Like, he has nothing to deal with any Hellbat timing or anything like that.
So actually,
but because he played this greedy and he has this super fast 1-1 upgrades, he actually is gonna have upgrades before Terran 1-1. So, if you get like a Ling run by at that timing, you can really deal some damage. You can kill all those Marines. You can kill some SCVs for free. It's all gonna be about those Hellions like protecting the Marines, I think.
That makes sense. So you talk about if this was a 2-base all-in Elazer. It feels like we're starting to see more 2-base timings come out of Terran in the last week or so, I think. Beyond was very successful has been very successful with it recently. Yeah, in ZVT.
Yeah, it's interesting. The 2-base all-ins, like the 2-base all-ins, they kind of are always tank pushes, right? And they rely on like some broken positions for tanks. Because if you can get like some nice broken position for tanks where you cannot be broken, then even though you're on 2-base, it doesn't really matter because your army is constantly getting stronger and stronger and stronger. You never lose your siege tanks. Mm-hmm. So you can play on 2-base, yeah, and it's fine. But yeah, you need to have some really nice positioning to do it.
And the maps certainly help out with it. There are so many disgusting tank positions in this map pool.
Yeah. This map pool is very good for like siege tank pushes.
I love it every time I see.
This map has a lot of them.
The question though, Elazer, well actually this drop is going to get cleaned up for the most part, but push on the right side with the Hellions knocks a little bit of creep down. What is there a specific Zerg that hates this map pool the most? I mean, I know I see Raynor complaining about the map pool against Terran. Pretty much every time I see him talking about it.
Oh, I don't know if there's any specific Zerg, but I think all the Zergs kind of. This map is good for Terran, like it is, because you have like Moondance and Stargazers are like all the pocket-based maps.
Yeah.
Are always bad for Zerg for like all the matchups. So, and you have 2 pocket-based maps in this map pool, so it's already like good for Terran and Protoss. And then you have maps like this one, which is very good for camping. Because we already saw it in ZVZ, that it's very hard to push into Zerg. But imagine how hard it is to push into Terran. Like, it's even harder. Mm.
Yeah, very
hard. And if you can camp and do this like Maru style, it's pretty difficult for Zerg.
So do you think then the advent of this Maru style is a result more of the current map pool than of anything else?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously ghosts are like very good, you know, but if the map is much more spread out and it's easier to push, then you cannot really camp like that. It's not so easy, at least. For example, in the previous map pool we had a map like Hardwire, which every single Terran would camp and go into late game, but it was just Hardwire, you know.
Yeah.
Like on Glittering Ashes, it was too hard. That's how it's called, right? Glittering Ash?
Yes, Glittering Ashes. So.
Yeah, because the map, the bases were like so spread out, you would get broken every time, pretty much.
Unless you're Maru, but again, if it's one player doing it, it's not a big deal. If it's everyone's doing it, it becomes more of a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so on this map pool, for example, you get like 4 bases for free. You're definitely not breaking this. And then the 5th base, as you see, is like, it's a bit far away, but it's not that bad. Like if you get like a planetary between the 4th and the 5th base, just like a random planetary, right? Like one more, then it's actually you can establish this position quite easily, or like not easily, but you get the my point. It's like it's possible to get a 5th base, and the moment Terran gets a 5th base, man, it's over.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard. It's so hard to play after that.
Yeah, I've been kind of looking at this in part. At least some of the advent of the turtle styles. Ooh, look at
he's
this!
Snipe. That's a very big snipe, yeah.
Knocking down Adrenal as well as, I mean, no more links. Granted, I mean, Solar Supply is in a good spot. He can build a lot of Banes. He has Hydras. I don't know that this is imminently pushable for Cure, but knocking down Adrenal, that takes a lot of power out of these links. And also, Solar's forgotten his +3 attack. Oh no, never mind. He's got +1 ranged on the way. Okay, never mind. We're good.
I actually like this, like this little siege tank positioning in the middle of the map. That's actually pretty cool because it totally denies the creep. Like you will never get creep threat across the map with this. And those siege tanks, they cannot even get surrounded because the moment they get surrounded, they're like close to a wall, so they're not gonna die. You can just unsiege, pick up to medivac, and fly away.
They went and actually they got like 4 or 5 shots off on the big army of Solar as well. So if you look at it, they have like between the two of them, it's like 35 kills.
Yeah, it's nice. And he already has so many siege tanks. You will see like he just quite easily is gonna establish a 5th base. I think shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly.
Man, this is you talk about camping. Cure has. He has his backpack packed. He's going all the way. He's got a nice little cabin in the woods up in the up in the north woods. Like he is going well and truly camping.
Yeah, and you know what? Like keeping those rocks in the middle of the map is so important because you will never get like a good surround going. Like if you kill those rocks where the siege tank is, it's much easier to surround the Terran and like kill this fifth base, but because you don't have that, it just makes it even harder. And look at those 2 CCs, that also helps you, because it even if the Solar got a flank, like those two CCs are gonna block their units. This also helps a lot. So like every single move that he does is helping him a little bit.
Yeah, so Solar now, he's going into the late game. All right, yeah, but everyone is going into the late game. That much has been established. But he does have. Did he get some lurkers? He actually didn't get any. Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so going lurkers is actually a mistake.
Yeah,
because
that's
there's
what
so
I was
many siege tanks, you're not gonna do it. I think Hydraling Bane Viper is like the best composition you can have. And after that, well, you should try to kill the 5th base, but I think he just gave up on it.
Well,
like he sees the setup is like it's not happening.
Yeah, we saw Sue actually was able to break Bjorn in the late game yesterday during the Gladiators Cup, and actually, it was a game where Sue lost, I think, about 35,000 resources more than Bjorn and still won.
Okay.
On this map.
Yeah. And did he play like Hydraling Bane and just kept going?
Hydraling Bane played Caveman Zerg to the extreme.
Yeah, no, but that's reasonable. That's like that's how you're supposed to play. But like I see the setup, and you know what Cure should do? I think one of those orbitals in the bottom, like between the 4th and 5th, it should be a planetary, honestly. Because if you get a planetary hit, then you're just not getting broken anymore at this point. But because there's 2 orbitals, I actually can see Solar just go, just send it, you know. Put a blinding cloud on those 2 siege tanks and just go. But I don't know why he's just chilling, you know? Well, I think he just gave up on the idea at all. Like,
he I don't know how much interaction we're actually gonna have in this map for a while. I do like the forward missile turrets from Cura, just zoning out the Vipers even more. But hey, there's a kill. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. But okay, so there's like 2 ways to play Azeg, right? Like one is to just keep sending it, like you said, like Sue did, and it's probably the most. This is what we like to do. It's fun, but in this case, Solar already gave up on the idea. It's too late to do it anymore. I think the second way to play is to just go Broodlords and play for trying to be efficient. And in this case, we're in for a long game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it matters at the end of the day, but I'm getting it's a little bit problematic to me how much damage that Cure is getting with how little damage he's taking. At the end of the day, it's like 10 workers here. The resources lost is not insane.
Yeah, exactly. I think it doesn't matter because, as you say, like look at the resource loss. It's actually very good for Solar, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Because he just lost 2,000 less. It's like very good. If you can keep going like this and get into Broodlord late game, it's actually possible to win as Zerg. So I think it's fine. I'm looking forward to this late game. Like he just needs to wait a little bit to get some Broodlord upgrades, because if you get like 20 Broodlords right now with 0/0 upgrades, it can be a bit dicey. So he still needs to survive for like 5 more minutes, I would say, and then get Broodlords.
Did you see the game with did you see the Beyond Dark game on this map where
that long time ago, right? Like
no, it was like 2 weeks ago maybe. Yeah, with the Dark got to like 33 broods, and he started just attacking his broodlings and like swarm hosted Beyond.
Yeah, it's exactly. So
Okay.
if Solar can get to that, I think Solar can win this game. I would be comfortable in this game right now, as Zerg, because I know I'm getting into Broodlords and it should be fine.
Yeah, eventually Solar's gonna have to take some of these bases, and actually, the fact that Cure is knocking the bases on the left side down, I think is actually fairly impactful.
Yeah, look at that siege tanks. Look at that siege tank from the main base shooting at the base.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the base, but it does deny mining for it. We saw Bjorn do that yesterday against Sue. It was.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I feel important. Like, isn't it almost worth it just to like lift one of your barracks over or something that you're not really using, like say a reactor barracks, and just float it there so you have consistent siege on it?
Yeah, probably. You can also nuke it from the main base, probably.
I'll buy that.
No.
I feel like it's somewhat important that Solar starts mining from the 9 o'clock base right now, and sucks as much money out of it, right? Because eventually that strikes me as a spot that the Terran will be able to close out. So it's one of those things where you just want to have that adverse mining as a nuke into the. I don't know that.
Natural base.
Yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily worth it. It's going to go down anyways. I feel like. I mean, I guess it draws the army back pretty far from the front, but
It's mostly about like this attention, you know?
Yeah.
It's mostly just because Solar doesn't know where the nuke is, so he needs to check all his bases. And during that time, you can maybe get a snipe on something or EMP on infestors. That's mostly like the point of it.
Do you actually look for the red dot, or do you listen for the sound?
Oh, I think you need to look for the red dot because the sound is only at the end.
Yeah.
Right? I think.
Yeah. It gets louder, but yeah. So, I was talking to.
Sometimes if you're like during like if you're actually very close to a fight, like if you see you have broodlords and you're next to ghosts. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice angle. But yeah, if you're like close to Terran army and you're scared that the fight is gonna start in a second, and you hear a nuke, then you don't even look for the nuke, because it's more like you don't care about losing a base or like 20 workers at that point. Like the most important is, and funny thing is, you know that this is when the Terran is gonna go on you.
Oh yeah.
So you need to like look at your army, and you actually might catch the Terran, because the Terran is not expecting you to look at the army.
Well, Kira's now taken his effectively well, not effectively. He has taken the last base on the map. Every base right now is a problem. I love the ghost here. Look at this. So the tank is doing a great job denying the mining from Solar on this the 9 o'clock base. Right? So we see a couple ghosts there because the answer to this is you send a Viper over and you abduct.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's sick.
And you can nuke from there too. So nice.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy.
So Solar is finally getting broodlords. You obviously don't need 7 broodlords. You need like 30, as you said, like Dark did. But you will slowly get there, I think. And yeah, obviously we're fighting for those side bases right now. But I think it's gonna be all about like unit control, to be honest. So even if Solar gets a split map and he doesn't mine out so much from this base on the left side, I think as long as he gets 30 broodlords and has a good control, he can still win this game.
We were talking about how good it was for Solar recently, right? And like, oh yeah, it's only 2,000 resources less differential. It's now 7.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a lot has happened.
It's still fine. It's fine though. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's still decent.
Especially considering he is actively mining. He's on 9 bases to 7 in a split map scenario. So that's never going to be bad for him. But, well, again, he has to get up to 31 broods, 33 broods, something like that. And that's an army that, even with the amount of money that you have here, that's an army that you can... Oh, nice. That was fungal. A great fungal.
Another one. And he has one more infestor. Let's go.
Man, I can't believe
it. He still has like 4 fangals. Oh, he's gonna get shot by the siege, and he has the Selnaga, so he sees a lot.
That was that infestor was turned into paste. I can't believe it here. We're just sitting here watching listening to a Zerg cheer for Ghost dying. I mean, what even is this? Oh my goodness, the bias in this cast.
It's because it's an underdog. Zerg in the late game is an underdog. I'm always cheering for underdogs.
The guy.
Come on.
Look at the ghost drop. The ghost drop's gonna kill this base.
Come on, you need to cheer for the underdog.
Oh, I mean, I think ghosts. I think ghosts are a problem right now. But the cloak ghost drop kill a base from Solar. Okay.
Yeah, I really want to see like a lot of broodlords. This is not enough. Like if Terran gets a good jump on him with Ghost and Thors, then like Solar is actually gonna lose. But okay, now we're having 17 broodlords.
I still don't think it's enough. But
now this army is starting to look good.
So
it's enough because there's 8 siege tanks on the map.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The siege tanks are absolutely useless. Like he needs to start trading those units out. But he has like 3 siege tanks on the 3rd base, just AFK. Like at this point, it's pretty useless.
Oh, Fungal is gonna whiff once again, and the armor shredder missile. I don't know when he got that Raven, but I kind of like it.
Good, though. Yeah. It's hard to. I guess it's hard to control, but like it's always good to have one.
Yeah, especially in this like because the way, for whatever reason.
Look at this Raven. No, he's gonna lose it. Come on.
No, he's not. Oh, how dare you doubt Cure? He's not gonna lose the Raven.
It's hard to control, man.
Oh yeah.
Like you can see, he doesn't have it hotkeyed, I think. I look at his hotkeys right now. He doesn't have it on any control group.
I mean, that makes. Come on. This ghost on the left side. 9 HP, he just pulls detection away from him. Now it's going to drop a nuke. That doesn't feel good. But on the other side, this Broodlord push is actually starting to get some significant damage on that base falls, and I guess Solar's a little bit. He doesn't want to push into too hard because then Snipes and Broodlord or Thoris say a lot. But at least he kills a command center. I think that the nuke landed but didn't get much done.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to look really nice for Solar. And also, look at the resource loss. That's another thing. It actually looks better for Solar. And every second, he's getting better upgrades on Broodlords. Right now, it's plus 3-2 is finishing. It's also going to make this army much stronger.
Yeah, that really is. And he just killed an orbital. Yeah, it's... I don't know how many Broodlords are we at right now. It's still 17. There was a period of time where he could have lifted that, but unfortunately, Cure not quite on top of things. And granted, it was a quick kill. But... now Cure
he needs more Broodlords. Come on. I don't like this Banings. I mean, it's fine, I guess. But... I mean, because there's still so many siege tanks, I think the Banings are just gonna explode before they connect.
Isn't the entire point of the Banes not even to kill anything, but just to force the ghosts to run away?
Yes, but as I say, there's siege tanks, so you're not gonna... Like, Banings are actually good. I saw people do it. I saw Lambo do it, I think, very often, and I like it, but it's only if the army is like pure Thor Ghost, then it's good. Yeah.
Well, there are only... I mean, there are tanks, but there are only 2 of them at this position, so...
Yeah.
I guess they have a little bit of room.
It's still enough. It's still enough. Okay. The siege tank is still enough.
Yeah. Oh, they have +3. Yeah. They're gonna explode things. But it feels like Solar is starting to get closed out of this 3 o'clock base.
Yeah, it's fine. Just run away. Run away. You don't have to fight for it.
He has mined more out of it. As long as he's able to mine a decent amount out of the 9 o'clock the 9 o'clock base.
I think he minds so much. Exactly. He should just rotate to the left side right now. Give up the right side. Whatever. Like, nobody cares. Like, he mines so much minerals from this side that if he gets this... this left base, like, if he fully mines that, he actually will win this game. So it's all... I think it's all about that. And... you can, like, hit the production.
And
which is pretty nice, I guess.
Sorry about that. I... apparently had numpad hotkeys. I'm sad that we're not using the Home Store Cup extension mod, because that actually gives us a graph of can give us a graph of resources mined over time, which is
oh, that's very good. Yeah,
really nice in this setup.
He gets 2 ghost snipe, no, just 1 Broodlord snipe actually.
But I mean, this position from Cure, it's kind of cool. As Data C in particular, you start this map and you go for like a horizontal map split. But like as the game goes on, it starts to become more of like a diagonal or vertical one, because the bottom right and the upper left, they're not symmetrical, of course, with the core 4 that you start with, but they're arguably even easier to defend. So like the focus of the entire map shifts like bottom right and top left.
Yeah. The free siege tank now by on the left side. Oh, actually pretty cool.
And the Bailey. That feels so bad. Oh.
Yeah, you cannot. That's painful.
I mean, he's got 16k, 12k. I think he can afford it, but...
Yeah, I was thinking that Solar should go to the left side, but actually, this position that he has here, like behind this high ground, is actually pretty nice to fight on with Broodlords. So he's just staying here and taking pretty good trades. Because you're not gonna get like surrounded with Thors or Ghosts. Like, this high ground helps you so much.
So are we at the point, Elazer, where we want to see Solar start to drop to like 30, 25 drones, something like that, or?
I think there's no rush as long as there's like minerals on the map.
Okay.
Like you could probably, because you look at his bank, but like if you want to play perfect game, then he probably should just chill still.
Okay.
And just mind the base on the left side, yeah.
It looks like that. Well, actually, yeah, the tank is still denying 2/3 of the mineral patches there, so...
And the funny thing is, he's actually already trading well with this army, like even on 50 workers, so...
Which is funny, because, like, again, Cure's late game control... Oh, there's a fungal. That's a dead... should be a dead Thor. Cure's late game control in general, at least from what I've seen, is actually fairly good. He can play the style pretty well. He beat Dark on it. He beat Dark on this map, I think, or at least he made it much closer than it should have been. But, oh, there we go. This is not a fight.
This is not it. Out.
Yeah.
You need to abduct those liberators. This is like your entry. He actually does have two Vipers, 3 Vipers, so he can just pull like two Liberators at a time.
The amount of commitment that needs to shut down this left base is depressingly small. It's like, I got a Thor here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a medevac. Like, good luck.
Yeah, Solar never really contested it. It was just probably a mistake. You kind of want it. Like, this is what the game is about right now. It's about this base. So not getting it or not fighting for it is probably a mistake.
Yeah, I
Look
feel
at
like
this concave. This is not it. There's not a fight for Solar.
Oh yeah, that's a massive Thor concave showing up. He's gonna back up. I don't know. Stopping. He's gonna do at least spawn some broodlings, but every time he goes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
He could just keep doing it. Actually, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Again, that's what Dark did. He forced Beyond it. Actually, it was crazy in that game. Dark was he did not have much of a bank. He was not in a great spot, and Beyond had a massive one. But he forced Beyond into a fight that Beyond then lost, and it turned the game right around. As that nuke's not going to get much.
No.
But so yeah, I think the entire you talk about taking this base. SCV's dropped, I guess, just to steal money from it, even if he's not going to get money out.
Like,
I feel like you need a mine from this base before it becomes the only base left.
yeah, I agree. I mean, because look, the Terran is already mining out everything on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if Solar is not gonna do it, like, Terran is gonna do it in 2 minutes. So, you kind of need to establish the position right now. Later, it's gonna be only harder.
Yeah. If the Terran only has one position there, they have to worry about, it becomes much more difficult.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, there's still a lot of money, relatively, on this the right side base as a nuke goes down. Nukes in a game with Solar having Broodlords, so it always makes you just a little scared.
Yeah, and as much as I liked Solar staying there like 4 minutes ago when he had this like cliff that he could fight next to, at this point he doesn't have position to fight in anymore. Like if he's gonna fight those Thors, he's gonna get like concaved and he's just gonna lose the fight. So he really shouldn't be here. Just run away.
Look at
And what he does here is like he's forcing the nukes and he's kind of like trying Terran to pay a little bit to push this creep, but like he would get so much more money on the left side. What happened?
Cure was picking up and dropping a Thor in his medevac to force Banelings into tank range, and then he drops 3 mules to repair it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
No, but he was being
good.
rather cheeky with his micro.
This is like a MVP move. Like if he's gonna win this game, this is why he won because of this like one siege tank with 64 kills. By the way.
Seriously?
yeah. Like this is the MVP move, and Solar really should have done something about it. It's like the fact that he didn't, and he's having so much trouble with like one siege tank and one Thor and a medivac is really painful.
Yeah, you just send a Viper forward now. Cure is slowly starting to close this position on the map. But one Broodlord will fall, and I mean there are so many Thors here. We have Neural, right? Okay, at least there's that. Fungo gets dropped,
Yeah,
the Broodlord falls.
But if you neural, his Liberators are gonna pop you immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not gonna work. That's the job of Liberators in this fight.
So how do you take this fight as the Zerg player?
Oh, you're not gonna win this fight. Like you need to.
Oh, nuke. Or Solar.
You need to force Terran
Solar.
into pushing into like bad positioning.
Okay, the
Yeah,
nuke was
this is not
canceled.
it. That's not
Okay, okay. That was almost flashbacks of far worse times for Solar.
But yeah, he's actually pretty nicely picking off the Thors on the sides, which is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Liberties as well are going down, and 4 more Broodlords
And
getting
again,
added in.
this high ground, you see the high ground to the left of the Thors, it's actually kind of blocking the Terran army. I feel like this map, I might be just very good for the Zerg late game.
Yeah. Oh, good Blind Cloud on the right side, knocking down a bunch of stuff. Solar thinks he can take the fight here. His supply has fallen pretty heavily, but now Ling's getting on top of the Thors. Neural on the Thors on the right side, and look at this one. Solar, we say he can't take the fight, but he saw an opportunity. He smashes this Terran army. And yeah, everything's going down. What a fight there from Solar.
Yeah, really good, really good. How many Broodlords were there before the fight?
I think like 26. So he lost,
26, okay. Yeah,
he lost,
that's the number.
He lost 16 broods.
Okay, yeah, 26 Broodlords is like that good number to take a fight with Terran. But it's not game over though. It actually, Terran obviously can still win this. He's gonna easily max out one more time. And now it's gonna be all about the space on the left side.
Yeah, it's looking like the Terran maxes out one more time pretty easily on a high-tech army, and then going probably back into lower tech from there. Actually, how much gas is left on the map? Hey, not a lot actually. The bottom right only has about 400 gas. The rich gas is mined out. Yeah, the only gas base that Cure has, he lost the base on the right side, the 3 o'clock base. So he's really only mining gas out of one position.
Yeah, and I was saying like this map actually might be very good for Zerg just because of like those cliffs like spread all around this map, like everywhere, like middle of the map, like on the sides of the map. You have all those cliffs that just block the Taurs and Ghosts. Like like all the Ghosts and Taurs just will always win with Broodlords as long as they can get like a nice concave, but those cliffs just block them so much.
So we're starting. It feels like we're almost Data C is developing into this map that's kind of has a golden wall scenario, right? Where it's really good for the Terran for the first like 7 minutes. You know, when you had those 2 base tank pushes, right? And then you start expanding north side, and it's okay. It's really hard for the Terran to push. And different idea, but I don't know. Maps that have like different timings that are good for different races, I think they're always rather interesting. This drop north side, 15 drones go down. I mean, it's 13,000 minerals in the bank, but it's nice. You know, it's shutting down mining a little bit.
Yeah, Solar doesn't even have to remake the drones. Just max out, man. 26 Broodlords again.
Is this...
You know, like, Zerg army, when you have, like, 0 drones, is actually pretty powerful. It might be stronger than the Terran, I'm not sure, but... Very often when I see this army of, like, 30 Broodlords, it's all... Like, I see it win versus Taurs very often.
Well, you know, it's 30 Broods and a bunch of other stuff. I think the Thors win if it's just Brood versus Thor, regardless of the number.
Yeah. Like you stack all those 30 Broodlings on top of each other, and just like from one point you shoot 60 Broodlings on you. Like it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
Solar does lose another base. Were those? I'm going to assume that bio was from earlier in the game that Cure just never. Oh, and actually, wait, this base is mined out of gas too. So Cure is not mining gas anymore. He actually neither is Solar. There is. Pretty much the money we have in the banks right now, at least from a tech perspective, is pretty much what you see is what you get. Although, actually, no. It's based on the left side. That is 3,000 gas in it. That makes it even more important.
I don't think he has enough ghosts. He has only 6 ghosts.
Ooh.
Come on, that's like...
That is something I've started to see Terrans do more, like in the ultra late game. It seems like the number is no longer like 15, 16 ghosts. It's like max of 10. Because you want so many Thors and Liberators.
Yeah, I agree with the Taurs, but I still think the ghosts are pretty good.
As there we go, Ghost will get bungled. Well, it's gonna stay alive.
Are you gonna fight? This is not it. I'm always every time like Zerg goes to fight against Terran like this. I'm always like, oh, this is not it. This is not it, because I know how it can go. You know. I've seen too many fights with Taurs where it looks like a good fight for Zerg, and then they just all the Broodlords disappear. But this looks like a good position for Terran for sure.
I feel like I want to see Solar start to do that dark maneuver.
Yeah.
When you have 30 broods, it's not that hard to do. You just kind of box 5, 10 of your broodlings out, and you pull them back, and you start attacking those. It's APM intensive, but you know.
It's not even that hard because there's nothing else to do. You just keep going.
So. This base pretty important because there are a decent amount of minerals. There's actually Solar for the first time in a while. His mineral count dropping below. Oh, look at those blinding clouds that he gets. This is actually going to be a fantastic fight here, but he needs more. So there we go. Neural's knocking down. No scans, actually.
This looks so good for Solar. This looks like a win for Solar for sure.
Absolutely. Cure was so late on those scans, which means 3 Broodlords knocked out. They kill all the Liberators. Again, Cure loses his army. And he does not have the gas to remake this anymore. We talked about, he can remax pretty easily. That was that last army he can do.
No, at this point it looks just over. Like, Solar has gigantic bank. He can take the base on the left side, mine it. Like, it looks super over. But I have to question, like, why was Cure even pushing there? Like, what's the point? Well, is he trying to kill them, like, natural base? Like it's all about the base on the left side. Like if you really want to win this game, like this is your win condition, is to like secure this base.
And not even I guess there's maybe an argument that said there's a decent amount of minerals on the 3, 4, the third or fourth base of the Zerg, but it's not about it's not about the minerals anymore. It's about the gas bank.
Yeah, now he gets it, but he just lost all his army. Because, like, you see, the Terran army and Zerg army, they are both very strong and they can win against each other. But usually you have like a defender as advantage, you know? So if the Terran wants to push into Zerg, the Zerg has advantage. And it's the other way around also, like you cannot really push into Terran army as Zerg. So if the Terran just establish the space on the left side and like siege your liberators, like the Zerg kind of has to wait until the Terran mines out the base and wants to do something else.
It feels like it's...
So,
oh, go ahead.
yeah. No, so I just mean like if Terran like, establishes that base, he can actually win this game maybe.
I do. The addition of the Hellbats, I don't think we had that earlier, is actually really nice. It means these broodlings are not fighting as well as...
He did have them before.
Okay,
and yeah, they're very important. One of the essential units to have. Otherwise, you cannot deal with the broodlings.
Not at all. You talk about the ability to push or not. It does feel like that's something that the Terran can do a little bit easier, just because they've overlapping areas of space control, so they can kind of leapfrog. But I mean, I don't know how you do it now.
Yeah, now because he look at the bank, he has only minerals, so it's just gonna be mass marine at this point.
Oh, that blinding cloud fungal combination. So much will go down. Thor's still fighting strong though, but we just don't have enough of them. It's 9 Thors to 22 broods.
Like
actually.
now he's killing so many broodlers. Honestly.
Wait a minute here.
No, I mean, no way, right? No way.
No way. You know, I will complain about Thors until the end of time until this works, but it will not. It was looking good, maybe, but Neural turned things around the next set of lightning clouds, and now Cure is well and truly dead. He's got 24 gas in the bank.
It was the worst fight Solar took all game long, but I mean, at this point, he's so far ahead.
And the crazy thing about that...
He really should have just played for this left base. I just can't. Because I play so much Dota, I know how important it is to like play for objectives. Like, that's the most important thing. And Cure just went to the right side like for no reason. I don't know why.
No, what are you talking about? The most important thing is you play for KDA.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that really has been...
Cure was trying, what was Cure trying to do? Like get some more money, farm the creeps on the right side?
Yeah, you know, just keep farming and then lose the game anyways. It's anti-mage gaming.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the crazy thing about this is a game that Solar's been trading more cost effectively, and he won only up 1 base, which as a Zerg, that feels really hard to do in this super late game state. So, really well played here by Solar. And at this point, I mean, it's a bunch of Marines and Hellbats against everything else, but surround coming in from every side. Ling's trying to buffer here, but the Fungals are just killing them all. There's no support. Fungals killing everything.
The infestors are so good here.
Oh yeah. And now they're
the Hellbats are actually nice because they one-shot broodlings. It's pretty crazy. But at this point, it's game over. But look at at the end of the game, Solar is sitting there with no bank, and he does have 14 broodlers and infestor, but it's not like a insane army. It's an okay army.
I mean, it's depending on the state of the game, and in the mid game, like the early late game, yeah, it's a great army.
It's a good army.
But 40 minutes in,
yeah. I'm just saying it's actually pretty close in the end.
Yeah.
It looked because Solar was like dominating him. I thought in those fights on the right side, and I thought he would actually finish the game with like a big bank and maxed out. But right now it's pretty close.
His bank is spent. He's not mining all that much.
Yeah. I think it's just the last like one fight was just so bad.
Yeah, this is not a game that Cure can win, but I feel like that's just how Data C goes. Regardless of who is ahead, who's behind, it comes back to an empty bank and a rather close fight, but not close enough. Cure falls in 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's just in the end, you know, Solar maybe should be more patient. With that last fight, it was looking a bit dicey. He was so far ahead, man. He was so far ahead, and he just went for it. Oh my god. Like, imagine if Cure has a bit more money, like 2k more money. Like, this attack by Solar is like a massive throw, actually. It's such a throw.
Yeah. All right, but we're into game 2, and Elazer, I heard you enjoyed camping, so we went out into the forest once again. In the upper left for DPG, it is Cure.
And in the bottom right corner on Moondance, it's Solar. So now Moondance is, I think, even a better map for Terran, to be honest, than the previous map. It has both a pocket base, and it has better siege tank spots, and also, as you can see, it doesn't have those random cliffs all around the map. So even if they go into the same late game, Like Solar is not gonna get the same good fights, I think.
Yeah, I guess
He's really not gonna get those fights anymore on this map.
I guess
gonna
the
be
one
much
upside
harder.
of this is the fact that it still has a lot of bases, so you can afford that late game Broodlord idea. Whereas like I feel like the strongest late game camping maps are like Stargazers or
Oh yeah, that is by far the strongest. But this might be the second strongest after Stargazers. Like Stargazers is actually free. Man, you get like 5 bases for free on that
yeah.
map.
Well, it's not even that. It's there are only what 7 total bases on that map.
Oh
so
yeah.
you
No,
just
Stargazers is busted. Man. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, but it's like it's so I feel about the point being is I feel like the middle sized maps, the maps that only 7 bases aside or something, are even better for that late game turtle because you just can't afford the ultimate late game composition as the Zerg if there's any sort of trading.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, but here is the pocket base helps so much. Because the 5th base again, the 5th base is quite far away, but because you get 4th base so easily, like basically for free, then the 5th base is an issue that you're gonna have to deal with at like 12 minutes. Is like you don't really worry about that. You can slowly get there. Like you can really commit yourself into getting the 5th base by like just putting planetary. You can leapfrog with planetaries. You can like get 2 planetaries between the 4th and the 5th. And you will just get there sometime. Like if you really want to camp, you can do that. Don't really have to. It's not gonna be a problem if you really want to get it.
Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about bases with pocket maps a little bit and how strong that is, or how bad that is for Zerg for the most part. How do you think that the inclusion of 2 less mineral patches and 1 less gas, does that change the calculus at all, or is it just like, okay, well, Zergs can't attack into it, the base is free, even if it's a little less efficient, doesn't really matter?
Oh yeah, I mean it's something to consider, but yeah, it's just too good to get it, I think. For Terran, like because look, he just gets this 3rd base on position. He doesn't even have to float it as the Terran player. It's like just such a luxury to have it. And for Zerg, you will never get this pocket base because, as you say, like it has less minerals, less gas, and also it's not really. Like as Zerg, you actually want to expand forward to get your creep spread going. So expanding behind like that is something you do at the end of the game. Like maybe in the late game, you can get this pocket base.
And that's such an interesting paradigm shift too. I mean, the longest time everyone talks about, Zerg versus Terran, the Zerg's trying to expand away from the Terran as much as they can. Elazer diving into the natural, speed done in 10 seconds. So this is a bit of a timing. Drone's going to get pulled here. How many workers will go down? Good splits here from Solar.
Nice splits. Very
He
good
doesn't
splits,
get anything. That was sick.
No, it's perfect for Solar. And he didn't even get any more Zerglings, so it's just perfect. It's ahead now.
And it is so easy when the Hellion run by happens like that too. You're like, oh god, I'm gonna take, and you pump in and you spend any amount of larva on Lings, and it's like, okay, great.
Yeah. Imagine you lose like 5 drones to the Hellions, but on top of it you get like 12 Zerglings. So you effectively just lost 11 drones.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
But Solar, he is on top of things. Hellion Banshee from Cure in game 2, and I mean, it's a solid way to play out of 3 CC play. But how do you feel about it, Elazer? Hellion Banshee versus, well, I guess that last game was just Hellion Viking. Yeah,
it's so good. It's very good. Like the 3CC Banshee opening is just like the best opening I think for Terran. It's like the Oracle opening because it does the same thing. You get a air unit and Zerg just doesn't have anti-air, so it just it gives you total control of the map, and it's very good. But this time, Solar has the totally different approach. Instead of this double Evo, he goes for fast lair and fast baningness for baning speed. This is the approach I prefer. It's a bit safer also. But, yeah.
and he's also going for mutas in this game, which I like on Moondance, right?
He is, yeah, I agree. He has 6 gas.
Did you see? You didn't see the Cyril versus Cure game on this map, did you?
No.
Okay, so in Gladiators Cup.
I don't, man, you watch so much more StarCraft.
Well, I casted it yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Yeah, I didn't watch it yesterday.
That's fair. I know you were busy, farming the Net Wars Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so Cure he hit with a timing, and he got like 20 workers. It was a what? Yeah, no, okay, no, that's right. Cyril's on the north side, so it was like a Hellbat Marauder timing, but Cyril went
what's the word? He went roaches. Is Banshee's still gonna get the Spire? No.
Oh, that's so good for him. That's insanely good. Wow.
That is
Well,
massive.
this is not. Yeah, this is not where you expect the Banshees to come from. The fucking the pocket base.
I mean, but if there's no
He's
vision.
gonna sit there. Yeah, that's good.
Anyways, so in that game.
Hellbat Marauder push is like extremely committed. It's such an all-in. Yeah.
Well, the fun thing is, it wasn't really because Sarah went with the 35 Druid Roach timing, and then Cure went. He got like 25 worker kills with Marauder drops and Hellion run bys after he dealt with the roaches. And Sarah, well, the point is, Sarah went mutas after that from that insanely far behind position and won the game 20 minutes later, because he was able to pin Cure so far back on Moondance because you have so much dead airspace.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess the point I'm getting here is like, I like the idea for mutas, but you delay the Spire this much. This really unlocks a Marine timing now, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. It does. Well, yeah, well, I mean, the point of mutas is you actually have a pretty tight timing to get them, and you need to get the control of the map. But like you can see that Spire is not even done, and the guy is gonna have 4th CC with a planetary on it by the time mutas are out.
Just Moondance things. This push is gonna knock down the 4th base of Solar as well. So double plus ungood coming in from our Korean Zerg. Ling's looking for the surround, but Hellions are on top of the tank, so that's not gonna work out whatsoever.
So good, yeah.
Well played, Cure. He knocks the base down. He loses that tank eventually, but he gets so much for it. Overlords as well. Solar, taking a page out of your book, Elazer will not get supply blocked. He's got a pretty big gap there.
He's gonna lose the medivacs, I think.
If he gets a muter or two, I mean, it's kind of worth it.
He's gonna kill some mutas here. He killed one. Yeah, okay, he's gonna trade at least. Maybe 2 more mutas. Come on, 1 more.
I thought you were supposed to be. I thought you were supposed to be.
No, I don't care. I'm cheering for both.
Cheering for game 3.
I'm cheering for the winners now.
There we go.
No, but usually those, like, if you saw this timing with like this 1 siege tank and whatever he did here, mutas are supposed to be out for it, and actually then it's good for Zerg.
Yeah.
Because you catch those medivacs, you kill the siege tank, like you kill all those units for. You obviously trade some Zerglings, so maybe 2 mutas, but you will catch all those units, and it's very nice for Zerg usually.
Alright, so 1 missile turret at the 4th base, and that's going to get a Banshee, but the muta count just not high enough to deal with that yet.
I can tell you, if the fact that he sees a planetary on the 4th base now is pain. It's just pain. Like.
It does not. And there's really only 2. It's not like getting a 4th base often gives you like 3 or 4 attack paths. There's 1, maybe 2. It's so hard. Like mutas are different. He's gonna get a tank, loses a muta for it, but denying some of the power of this push.
He's gonna lose another siege tank if he's not careful.
That was a bit of a. I felt like that was a bit of a bait though from Cure.
Yeah, but he's almost like not really surrounding those siege tanks with marines, so. He can fly with the mutas in the main base right now. Like, it's pretty. Like, there's only 1 turret right now. He's getting more, but.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's a very big mistake for the mutas to stay home. Like, I'm sure in the game that Cyril played, he was never at home with mutas.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure.
The entire thing was the mutas were on the other side of the map, and Cure could never. Yeah, he was pinned in 4. Yeah.
You need to be right now across the map with the mutas. This is such a big mistake by Solar.
Why do you think Solar is he worried about a push? Is that why he's keeping his mutas back, or?
No, it's just a mistake, I think. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
And I mean, certainly now, I think part of it is Cure's doing a great job of representing threat everywhere. Every time the mutas show up, it's like 2 missile turrets, or it's a Thor and a Widowmine and a bunch of Marines. So it feels like Cure owns more of the map than he does. Right? He's just doing such a good job of positioning his army where it needs to be.
Yeah, and look, his 2-2 is finishing. I wouldn't be surprised if he just takes everything and goes right now. Just across the map, yeah. It's time to finish the game. Clean up. He leaves a couple Widow Mines at home, and I really like that. That's actually... Because a run-by from Zerg is something that can come back you to the game as Zerg, but... That, like, those 2 Widow Mines is like so annoying to deal with.
I feel like it. Oh, okay. So at least the 2-2 from Solar is done. So at least he's going to fight with some level of upgraded quality. And I mean, on 90 drones, his economy is doing fairly well. So if he crushes this fight, is that going to be enough to? It's probably going to be enough to bring him back in the game, right?
It's but the Mutaran by though that can bring him back. Yeah.
Oh, that's
if
good.
if he wins this fight, if he gets a good connection with Banings, then yeah, he can come back. But finally, the Mutas are starting to do something like.
Oh, good splits. Great pull off. They're only losing 2 mutas, but the big thing is it doesn't take damage on the rest of the Flux, so they can still keep fighting. The Thor means the Thor is a little bit less scary, but more importantly than that, wait, upgrades. He's gonna get SCVs need to get pulled on over. I feel like you even stack a couple mutas for that, but no, he's not gonna do that one. And now trying to take the fight on the right side. Marauders, that's a lot of banelings for those Marauders there, Elazer.
Yeah, I think Cure is just not playing fast enough at this point. Like he needs to kind of make something happen with like this push and also defend this Mutas better. Kind of getting pulled apart by Solar multitasking.
I mean, really, Solar had what 40 of his army, 20 of his army supplies, or 40 of his army supplies, something like that, on the other side of the map. I mean, that's what the mutas are for. But the fact that Cure didn't do anything with that when he knew that Solar is probably a little bit distracted too, it's unfortunate. Banelings get better connections. At the very least, it looks like Cure is going to be able to secure his +3 upgrades. It's a vulnerable spot, but with Thors and Marines right there, Solar had one shot to kill it, at least get the armor. Will not be able to do so, but Solar now has his side of the map, pretty much. The creep spread is not incredible, but at least it's sectioning things off. He's starting to build a bank. He's actually forgotten +3 attack, but at least +3 armor
Solar
is...
now has the pocket base, also he just established it. Yeah, it's nice.
How do you feel about going ultras here?
I'm looking at the main fight right now, but yeah, ultras are okay. I don't think they're necessary. They don't really add too much. Like they're pretty much the same as Link Bane. So I think ultras are fine, you know. But it's not really a big change.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I asked you a question right as the fight was happening. It's like, oh well, that's awkward. I think the big deal. Oh, well.
He's just pushing through, you know? Like, he has so many Widowmans. It's so hard for Zerg to engage. He actually lost all the units.
We have no Banes on the field. 23 just morphed in. But at least the Baneley or the Widowmines are mostly done with the Marauder wall. Oh!
He's gonna lose all the Marines. No way. Dude, you need to escape with that.
I mean...
And the Mutas are counter-attacking right now. It's so big.
I feel like
right now it's starting to look good for Solar.
I feel like he gets all the Marines if he had +3, but with only +2, I mean, he gets most of them, so it's still pretty worthwhile. But yeah, as you said, it's looking fantastic for Solar right now. He loses one base, but effectively he gets another. Widowmine's gonna get some good connections. There we go. But now, that was actually a massive one.
And there's more Widowmines. You need to be careful there.
And these ultras on the other side.
The ultras are all dying. Yeah. I actually. It's just my opinion, but I think ultras. If you play Mutaling Bane, I actually don't think you need ultras because they don't really add too much compared to just Link Bane. You can as well just keep spamming Link Bane and blow up some planetaries with that. The ultras are okay, but they don't add too much.
I feel like the amount of times I see Zerg go from like a good position in a game, and then they go ultras and then they just lose. Like.
Yeah, it's like I can see why people are doing it, but look at his army. Like the guy is making 6 Marauders at the time. Like it's better to not make ultras at this point if you're looking at this army. 22 Marauders.
The one thing we do have to point out, there's no Ghost Academy. So the ultimate solution to ultra is not really there just yet. But I feel like at this point you drop I mean it's a ways off, but you drop a Hydra Den, you drop lurkers, and you say, well, okay, you have 22 Marauders. You do not fight my lurkers all that well. Because it feels like when you have this level of a Marauder count, it's really hard for the Ling Bane to fight into too. You just can't get the Banelings past that front line.
Oh yeah, like if you went for like a lurker transition here, it's actually good. It's much better than ultra. I'm not gonna lie. It actually would be pretty fancy. Like if let's say instead of all those ultras, like 10 lurkers show up right now with upgrades, like Terran can leave the game. You literally have no answer. But ultras, whatever. I actually don't care.
And on top of this, Solar hasn't realized that he forgot his +3 attack. So the ultras, the Lings, the Banes, they're just not as effective as they could be.
Yeah, I guess it's not the most important upgrade in the game. Like the +3 defense is so much more important. But yeah, sure, it's a nice, and it's also cheap. Like it's not as expensive as like +3 defense. It's just 200. You should just get it.
I mean, I guess maybe there's some logic to saying, oh, I got Adrenal. That's effectively like a +2 or +3 specifically for the Lings, so
Yeah.
not as bad as.
Yeah, like Adrena is more efficient than +3
Oh, yeah.
really. So you just get that first always. But
That-
he has money, so why not just get it?
That was interesting. I don't know if you saw that. So there was a Widowmine. It got its tracer on, and the Banelings burrowed. And after the Banelings
Yeah, I saw
finished
it.
burrowing,
Yeah.
the shot still went off.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Cheats.
Terran's just too good. Just too
Yeah.
imba.
You know, also like getting Ghost here, it's actually pretty good. Like Ghosts are actually trade very well versus Mutas. You just one shot them with snipe and stuff like that.
Oh, Elazer's saying. So you're telling me that ghosts are good in the late game?
Ghosts are good versus everything, man.
But this Mutiling run by is it's decent. But of course, Cure kind of back in position, so Muta's not going to get all that much. And that is.
I really want Cure to get plus the defense for buildings.
Oh yeah.
It's so big versus Mutas. Like the turrets actually don't die if you have that.
So the army that Cure is making is pretty damn good, but his bank is not nearly as impressive as what Solar has. Now Solar are trying to get aggressive here, but moving off creep into this many Marauders, that does not seem like a winning move whatsoever. But now Cure on to creep a little bit further, but he's got a choke. I mean, you don't fight this.
No. But Cure, I really think he should get some Ghost. Come on, man.
Well, he doesn't have a Ghost Academy. Oh no, he does have a Ghost Academy now. Okay.
Like this is all this Marauders that he's 25 Marauders, 27 almost.
That is, in fact, a lot of the Marauders. And I like this from Solar. He's moved to a little bit higher link count, a little bit lower Baneling count, because, again, Banelings against Marauders, good luck. But now, running forward here, he's actually punching through this army a little bit, but now the Ultras are going down, and suddenly it makes it worth it. So Ultras, again, they fall. Solar maxing out. Muta's going to get a Planetary on the right side.
Yeah, the Mutas are the ones getting the damage, and the fight on the left side was just a distraction, really.
An expensive distraction, though.
Yeah, but it's a trade, and the killing the base on the top is so big.
Is it worth, though, losing 2 bases in the middle of the map?
I don't think he cares, because he still look how many bases he has. Like he's still, he mines still efficiently with 90 workers.
Okay.
It's not like he has oversaturation anywhere. You know, Zergs, when they have this type of bank, they just take all the bases on the map. It's whatever. They don't care.
Yeah,
It's pretty nice because it like buys you time. Like you get those bases on the left side, and at least Terran has to spend time killing them. It always is not something.
Alright, so now Banelings run forward. This Ultra's still not dead. Just a good splits, though, from Cure, and he will be able to... Yeah, he's going to be able to knock this one down. But, of course, as you said, it's a distraction. But a distraction for what? Because the Banelings, the run-by, the attempt there from Solar in the middle of the map, Widowmines kill everything. So now, again...
He doesn't have enough mutas right now to really, like, deal real damage. I really want him to get, like, 20, 30 mutas.
Yeah, especially with the Ghost count. Well, Ghost count's now being increased, so the time of the mutas, even if he gets it, it's closing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. But yeah, if you have like 20 mutas, you can just go on those like turrets and actually kill the bases. But with 10 mutas, it's whatever. It's kind of... They're not really doing anything.
I do like the random Widowmine amongst all those two. Solar tries to take the north side bases.
Yeah, it's nice. And those Widowmines are crucial, man, with those defenses. Because turrets alone, they actually are gonna die to mutas. But if you have like one to Widowmines there hidden, then you're so scared to go in with mutas. Or one Tor. Yeah, one Tor is also good, but it's just 3 times more supply, I guess.
Yeah, much more expensive to lose it. But now here we go. Lings and Ultras don't really care about missile turrets all that much. Widowmine gets something, but Banelings crash everything down. Cure loses another base.
Then this is very important. This move was so crucial because at this point Terran just doesn't have mining anymore. He has this one base on the left side, but it's like he doesn't even have workers. He actually is on 42 workers.
I mean, that's not
not a lot.
How many? He does have he's only on 5 orbitals. Okay, I was gonna say he's gonna have a decent amount of mules, but yeah,
it's good. But like if he gets one more base exploded, I think it's gonna be GG.
Yeah.
Like it's starting to get to this point where just one more good Baneling run by and Terran can leave the game.
And we're also starting to see that your request has been granted. He is going back into mutas much more. Widowmine shot gets 1.
And the other side of only having 42 workers, it means you get 158 army supply. You have a massive army here from Cure. He's sitting on 7
but his
ghosts.
army is just Marines and Marauders. Like, this is not it.
I mean, he does have 7 ghosts and 2 Thors.
Yeah, I guess.
Am I
Somehow I'm not buying it. You know, it's just it's not the army.
am I too high on copium?
Yeah, because like Solar can get 100 banings and just roll on you. Because at this point, okay, you have 2 options, Astrea. You either camp or you want to attack. Like, you're not gonna camp with this army, but you're also not gonna kill a Zergon creep with 100 banings. So it's just there's no win condition really.
So then,
I don't see it.
okay. Well, another fight here coming in from Solar. Says, I don't even want you to go on creep here, Cure. Not really. So
Yeah,
banelings.
it's just let's roll.
Yep. Here they come. Here the roly-poly boys. The Thors will fall. Ultra dies, and there we go. Okay, run back. The Lings kill the Thor. But the tech of Cure has been reset once again, and as you pointed out, I mean, he's mining a lot right now because he dropped a lot of mules, but in general, he's not mining all that much.
And another run by with mutas on the top side. Very important. This is the only mining base right now. Like, the really mining.
And at this point, I mean, Solar can afford to lose the left side base, whatever. He just needs to give position and run because, I mean, he can take the entire right side if he wants to. Widowmine denying that attempted base from Solar, which is so obnoxious. But it's fine.
Yeah. The next step is another being run by to the left side. But he's like Cure is holding on, but you can see he's not even maxed out, and the army is just not it. Like, you need siege tanks to hold those burning run bys efficiently. Like, he's still efficient. You can see that he's just like he's 15,000 resources lost ahead, but it's just not efficient enough against 90 workers.
I think we're looking at pretty much the zombie Terran right now. The whole yeah, you're still alive, you're fine, but you're actively decomposing. You know, the arm of Cure just fell off. We're gonna see the leg start to dangle by a thread pretty shortly.
Dude, but I've seen Terrans win those games. There have been games, okay, but I don't think Solar is gonna throw it.
No, not with how well he played that first game. His Ghost will fall. I mean, we saw how good this. I mean, snipe skill mutas, sure, but then the Ghosts all died as well as the Widowmine looking desperately for a target, will not find it. And now Cure, he's struggling to stay above 100 supply. Solar maxing out pretty much whatever he wants.
Yeah. Solar also is on quite a low drone count at this point, 65. He probably should remake some of them, but the game is over, so whatever.
Hey, pretty low gas count too, which is the big deal. Those Widowmine shots are fantastic. Is Cure desperately microing for his life. If there's a world where he equalizes the army supply with good trades like that, because that was a fantastic trade.
Yeah, army supply right now, it's still in favor of Solar, sadly, so.
Yeah. And more banelings rolling in, so Cure overcommitted a little bit too far forward, did not have his army stemmed. And then, well, the banelings are dead, or the Marines are dead, and now Cure is dead. He played a couple cool games, but Solar, he looked good against Morrow. He looked even better here. Solar, too.
That's very good. I mean, it was really crazy that Solar actually won this song convincingly. Like, the early game was looking tough.
Mm-hmm.